Good morning students. Today we are going to continue with the next topic of the water softening process, that is demineralization. So today's topic is demineralization, and it is one of the deionization process. Here from the name itself it suggests that deionization means removal of ions from the given raw water. So it is one of the softening process. So removal of permanent hardness, you know that it is due to the presence hardness of water is due to the presence of sulfate, chloride and nitrates of calcium and magnesium. So calcium ions, magnesium ions, ions, manganese ions, etc. they contribute to the hardness of the water. And the methods of removal of hardness, you know it. The first one, that is lime soda process. Next, we have already studied the zeolite process. Today we are going to discuss about the demineralization. That is also said to be the deionization process. So deionization process, before that, deionization process is a process of removal of the ions, and it is similar to that of the previous process, that is the process of zeolite process, but in this process the hydrogen is exchanged for the metallic ions. So in case of the zeolite only the bases were exchanged, but here hydrogen is exchanged for the metallic ions. So the hard water is passed through the bed of the resin. So here there is a bed of resin, and these hard water are allowed to pass through this resin, through the bed of the resin or you can say that the carbonaceous material in the hydrogen form. So the hard water is allowed to pass through the bed of the resin, and the chemical composition of such materials may be expressed as H2Y. So chemical composition is nothing but the H2Y. What is H? H is represented by the hydrogen ions and Y is represented by the organic part of the substances. So whenever you write it down, so the chemical equation will be H2Y plus CaSO4 will gives you CaY plus H2SO4. So here you can see that H2Y, when reacts with the calcium sulfate, it gives rise to ACAY, calcium and the Y. What do you mean by Y? Y is nothing but the organic compound. So it gives rise to the organic compound and the acid. Similarly, when H2Y reacts with the calcium chloride, it gives rise to CaY and HCl. So here, in case of the first one or the second one, you can see that the acids are removed. So what are the chemical reaction involved in the process? And they are the chemical reaction. Just now we have seen the chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction, it is true for the compounds of magnesium, calcium, etc. And the treated water normally contains the diluted carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and the HCl. So here you can say that these are the treated water, and this water contains the acid, few amount of or the diluted amount of acid present in the water. So in case of the demineralization process, in order to remove the chemicals, the hard water or the raw water containing the minerals, they are allowed to pass through the bed of resin containing the cation exchange ions. So here you can find out the resin, bed of resin, and these resins, it will absorb all the cations present in the raw water, and then it is again exposed to the bed of the anion resins, and here all the anions are absorbed. So you can say that in this process both the minerals which is present, that is cation and anion ions which are present inside the water or the raw water is removed, and that is why they are said to be the deionized water. The water does not contain any type of the minerals, either the cations or the anions. So next, here we have already seen that there is a formation of acids. The treated water normally, so when it is passed through the cation exchange, you can find out there is a formation of dilute carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, and hydrochloric acid. And these acids can be removed by mixing with or you can say that it can be removed by mixing and treated water with the required proportion of the alkali salt. So if this is treated with the alkali salts, this HCl, H2SO4, carbonic acid can be removed. So that is regeneration using the dilute HCl and H2SO4. Next, after some times or you can say that after some times interval of time, the hydrogen content of the substance is exhausted, and it is then regenerated by passing a solution of suitable strength of the sulfuric acid or the HCl or hydrochloric acid, and the chemical reaction will be as follows. So here this is the next process where we are going to add a few amount of sulfuric acid or the HCl in order to maintain the regeneration of the ion content. So in this way the reaction takes place. Firstly, we can say that there is a formation of the acids, the hydrogen is replaced by the metallic ions. Later on, the acids, or you can say that after interval of some times, the hydrogen content of substance is exhausted, and it is then regenerated by passing the solution with the sulfuric acid or the hydrochloric acid. Now coming up to the types of ion exchange resin. So this process is also to be the ion exchange resin. How does the resin look like? It is just like a sabudana, but it is brown in color. So you can find out this is the picture of a resin. So this is a resin, RESIN. So this is normally used to remove the hardness of the water, and they may be the cation exchange resins are also present, as well as the anion exchange resins are also present in the market or industries for the removal of the hardness. So this is a picture of a resin, and these resins are utilized for the removal of hardness of the water. The demineralization process is mainly used for preparing water to be used for the industrial purposes. So demineralization process जो होता है industry process के लिए ही utilize किया जाता है, and the type of ion exchange resin are of two types, that is cation exchange resin as well as the anion exchange resin. So what does the cation exchange resin do? So it carries the acidic functional groups such as carboxylic group, carbonic acid HCO3. So carbonic acid group which are capable of exchanging their H plus ions. So these are the cation exchange resins, are the resins which carry acidic functional groups such as carboxylic acid or capable of exchanging the H plus ion. But what are the anion exchange resins? They are just opposite of that of the cation exchange resins. So anion exchange resins, they carry the basic functional group. They carry the basic functional groups such as amines, ammonium compounds, phosphate compounds, which on treatment with the dilute NaOH are capable of exchanging the OH ions bases. So in case of cation exchange, they are capable of exchanging the H plus ion bases, and anion exchange resin, they are capable of exchanging the OH minus ion bases. So these are the two types of ion exchange resins which are available. So when all these exchange H plus ions and OH minus ions of the cation and anion exchange resins get exchanged with the cations and anion present in the water, मतलब जब भी H plus ion और OH ions जो पानी में प्रेजेंट है वो एक्सचेंज होता है विद द कैटियन एंड एनियंस जो रेजिन में प्रेजेंट होता है, द आयन एक्सचेंज रेजिन्स आर सेड टू बी एग्जॉस्टेड और पूरी तरह से वो समाप्त हो जाता है, एंड दे आर देन रीजनरेटेड यूजिंग द डाइल्यूट HCl या फिर NaOH. So once the H plus and OH minus ions is exhausted, so you can say that it can be regenerated by means of using the dilute HCl or the NaOH. If we want to regenerate it, then we have to make use of these two things, that is HCl and NaOH. This process is said to be the regeneration process. Next, the definition. So how will you define the deionization or demineralization? Demineralization means removal of the minerals. So here definition, the ion exchange resins are cross-linked long chain organic polymers, microporous in nature and carry the exchangeable ions. So definition suggests that ion exchange resins, they are the organic polymers and they are consisting of the micropores and they carry the exchangeable ions. Coming up to the advantages. So every process has a certain advantages and the limitations. So the advantages which includes is that first one, that it can be obtained demineralized water with the hardness less than 2 ppm. So we can say that the water hardness can be easily removed by means of the demineralized water. So till 2 ppm we can remove the hardness. Next is that this method can be used for both acidic as well as alkaline water. So both the water, raw water may be containing, if it is acidic or the alkaline water, both type of water can be utilized for the removing the hardness. So demineralization is a process which can be utilized for both the type of water, either the acidic water or the alkaline water. Next, coming up to both the cation and anions can be removed. So you know that in this process, demineralization process, that is the name itself, that D means removal of minerals, ions, might be the anions or the cations. So we are going to remove all the cations and anions from the water, that is said to be the demineralization. So here both cations as well as the anions can be removed. Next, coming up to the limitations, that is disadvantages. So disadvantages, This method is expensive. Why? Because the ion exchange resin installation cost is so high. So you can say that this method is very expensive because the installation of the installation cost is so high, and the charges of the ion exchange resin is also high. And second one is that the efficiency of the process is reduced if the water is turbid. So here in this process, the turbid water cannot be utilized for the water hardness or the removal of hardness. If the turbid water is utilized, then its effectiveness is reduced. So you can say that the efficiency of the processes can be reduced if the turbid water is utilized. So this process does not support the turbid water, and if at all it is utilized, the removal of the hardness is not so efficiently carried out. Next is that this method is not suitable if heavy metals are present, since regeneration of the resin is not possible. So you know that if any raw material or raw water, that is hard water, if they are containing the heavy metals, then these pores are then deposited with the heavy metals, then these resins are of no use. So this method is not suitable if the water contains the heavy metals, because the regeneration of resin is not possible. So these are the disadvantages of the demineralization, or it is also said to be the deionization. In the next lecture, we are going to deal with the topic that is reverse osmosis. That is again a type of soft water treatment, and here the semi-permeable membrane is utilized in order to remove the hardness, and it is considered to be the best way of the filtration. So till now we have seen that is lime soda process, we have seen the demineralization, we have seen the zeolite process. So after this presentation, you will be able to define what is ion exchange, you will be able to describe demineralization process. So I will send you a video related to how does this demineralization process, that is removal of cation as well as the removal of anion, is removed from the hard water by means of the diagram. Due to the interruption of the network or due to the poor internet connectivity, I am not able to show you. And next is coming up to the advantages and limitation of the demineralization process. So till now we have seen the definition of demineralization process, we have seen the process of demineralization process, and we have seen the advantages as well as the disadvantages of the demineralization process. So for today this is enough. Tomorrow we see you with the next topic. Thank you for watching.